All right, so you already seen part one of should we abort and Edomite and everything. Now, like I said in that video, I talked about the actual verse that people use to make that argument that we shouldn't hate white people and everything. But I broke down the context. I broke down everything in that whole entire chapter. Well, not whole entire chapter, but just for that context of Deuteronomy 23:7. It helped y'all understand how it's talking about the temple and talking about abhorring them or hating them in a ritual sense, right? But now I'm kind of getting into the whole actual definition that people use for the word abhor, because everybody know the word abhor means hate. So now I'm gonna get into the question: should we hate Edomites? Now I'm gonna answer this personally. I don't know exactly how everybody else would see this, but this is how I'm going to personally answer the question, right? So, do I hate Edomites or do I hate white people? No. Do I love them? No. The thing about it is that me, when it comes down to anybody who is not my people, I have a certain respect that I give to people, right? Like, I'm gonna bring up a few verses, or just one verse real quick, right? There's one verse that I live by, even without verse, I still live by this. This is like a mantra that I live by. Was Genesis 25, Genesis 12? Yeah, Genesis 12:3 says, "And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee." So this was a statement made to the Israelites saying that if there is any nations that bless you or that do good to you, then they'll be blessed. If there's any nation that do bad to you, they'll be done bad to them as well, right? So I live by that same mantra that if you sit there and disrespect me or do anything to me or my people and expect me to let it slide, nah, it ain't gonna happen. You can't sit here and try to have the same, try to expect me to give you the same respect after you disrespecting my people or disrespecting me or whatever may have been pertains to me. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to just Edomites, specifically Edomites, because like I said, I can talk about everybody else. This same thing applies to anybody who is not my people, but specifically Edomites, I give them a certain respect, and they give the same respect back to me. It's like you reap what you sow, right? So, like I said, I don't go around hating white people. I don't go around showing a strong, deep love for white people and everything. And no, I just have a certain respect for people in general. So if you respect me, if you do good by me, I do good by you. You know what I'm saying? It's mutual both ways. So that's how I see. You know what I'm saying? Um, I guess you could say. I guess you could say that's kind of like it's a fair way of just seeing things, right? Because I ain't gotta go around being all friendly and lovey dovey, you know what I'm saying, to white people. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be helpful if I need to. Cause there's no law, there's no law that says that you should have a hate towards white people. You know what I'm saying? There's no law that says that in the Bible. So hating somebody ain't got nothing to do with really your salvation. That's not gonna get you anywhere. Focusing on hating somebody so much, you know what I'm saying? Even though if somebody does hate white people, I'm not gonna knock you for it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you shouldn't hate white. No, if an Israelite hates white people, they hate white people. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's them. Me personally, like I said, the way I approach life is that if you respect me, I respect you. So if a white person gives me a certain respect, I give that same respect back to them. But if you don't, then that's when there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I will bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse me. You know what I'm saying? So I just live life. You ain't got to go around living life stressing so much about trying to hate somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's too much stress on your mind. Even though you can Because Bible does say, like, how we should remember what they did to us. Because like I said, I brought that up in part one, where it said that we should remember what Amalek did to us, right? But at the same time, you ain't gotta go around being in a stressed ball of hate, where it's like you just like, every day stressing about them and hating them so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you hate them, that's I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's you. If you hate them, you hate them. If you don't, you don't. Me, I just have a respect I give to people in general. But I do love my people more than anybody on this earth. Just because I give a respect to somebody doesn't mean that I love you. I just give a respect to you. You know what I'm saying? By being courteous, being nice, being generous about certain things, not being an asshole. Like that's just me giving respect to certain people. Now, like I said, that does not mean that I love the Edomites. That just means that I just give certain respect to people. But at the same time, just because I give a respect to you, and just because I may be around you every time, because like for me, like where I work at, I work around white people. I even going to school, I be around white people and everything. I don't hang around white people and everything because like I don't even have like a very huge following, not following, but I don't have like a very huge friend group anyway. So like I ain't got to worry about being around anybody. Whether it like only time I'm really around people is at my job. To be honest, that's the only time I'm actually around people. And maybe well, not even when I go to school, when I go to like to my classes in college, like I don't be around people for real. In terms of like actually having friends, you know what I'm saying? I really be chilling by myself, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really care about having like a group of white people or whatever it may be, regardless, you know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. The whole point is that I still stand firm in the truth. I still stand firm in the truth. That's the main message I want to get across to people who may like I guess have a love or they don't hate Edomites, right? If you don't hate them, don't be too buddy with them. I promise you. Because if you become too friendly with a white person, then they could probably like lead you away from the truth. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're super religious. You know what I'm saying? And it almost happened to me like almost a year ago. Like almost a year ago when I was like coming into the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still learning some things, but I had conversations with some white Christian or whatever, and the things that he was saying, I guess he was trying to portray Hebrew Israelites as evil wicked people, right? And me coming into the truth, of course, like it's almost trying to like I guess keep me locked down and keep me locked into like Christianity and everything. But I got out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good now. But like I said, regardless, when it comes down to white people, like still remember what they did to you. And the Bible says never trust your enemy. So I stand by that too. Like I still have come like only time me and anytime like there's only a few interactions between me and white people. Only at my job, I may have conversations with them. Because of course, like when I'm at my job, like we gotta do our job. You know what I'm saying? That so we gotta work together and everything to do everything, right? So at my job, I interact with them. I may have conversations here and there. If I'm at my class or whatever, there may be just this one white person there thing that I may be around, but he worked with me anyway at my job, so like I know him. But we may just talk about a few random things. We don't really get into religion because like we just don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like anything that I'm stressed about. Like like I can't talk to you about religion. Like no, like I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that he knows that I stand firm in my truth, and also how he may see me post a lot of videos and a lot of content talking about Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So he knows. He knows like where I am, everything. He may not know everything. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, it's not meant for him to know everything anyway. Like I don't even talk to him too much about like the Bible because like it's mainly for me to give out this word to my people. I'm not focused on giving the word to him. And that's showing you how I don't even show that much love, you know what I'm saying, to the white man. Because of the fact that I'm more willing to share this word to my people. That's a form of, I guess you could say that's a form of showing hate, right? You don't care about like basically it's like if you don't care about trying to talk to somebody or whatever, that's kind of like showing a form of hate. It may not be a very strong hate because everybody says, "Oh, that word hate it's a strong word," but there is a lesser sense of the word hate. You know, like I guess you could say dislike. I guess maybe I don't know. You could have a dislike towards you know what I'm saying, Edomites or whatever. No, you can also have a hate. Either one, I don't care. But a way of showing like that you hate Edomites is, let's say for example, right? If you had a conversation about the Bible or whatever, and you had two people standing there, you got an Edomite, you got an Israelite. I will stop talking to this Edomite to edify my brother, right? To edify the Israelite, because of the fact that I could care less about what he hears. I could care less about what he thinks, what this Edomite thinks, because they already got a judgment coming to them anyway, right? I'm more so focused on my brother and my fellow Israelite brother, trying to help him get edified so he can understand the truth a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? That's me showing that I love these my people more than anybody on this entire earth. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of give like a little bit of a wrap up or whatever. Should you hate Edomites? If you want to, go ahead. It's not a stance to do it. It's not a stance to not do it. If you want to hate them, hate them. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to walk around, like I said, with a stress ball of hate. Trying to hate somebody so much and you mess around and like get headaches and stuff, and you always having a bad day because you so focused on hating Edomites. Like at my job, like I try to make sure I'm not. This is one thing that I don't do. I'm not gonna let anybody. I promise. I'm not gonna let anybody at all try to make my day bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that it's my choice and everything, because that goes into the whole free will thing. But I'll make a video on that later, talking about free will. But basically, I'm not gonna sit there, like I said, and be in a stress ball of hate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let somebody ruin my day, make me feel bad, and make me feel uncomfortable, or whatever. No, nah. Just because I'm around white people and I know what they did to me, and I know exactly the judgment coming to them. At the same time, I'm not gonna sit there and be all depressed and sad and kind of be all stressed out just because I want to hate them. No. To be honest, I live life well, knowing that there's a judgment coming to them. I be seeing I be seeing these white people and everything walking around and everything, being all happy, being all jolly and everything, and realize well, you're happy right now, but when that judgment comes to you and your people, okay, that smile ain't gonna be so big then. You know what I'm saying? So I just walk around knowing that I'm all good if I just stay firm in the truth, but also at the same time do my job. Whatever job Yahweh gave me to do, I want to make sure I do it. You know what I'm saying? Spread the words to my people, spread the words to the lost sheep, and don't even worry about anybody else but your people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I live by. When Christ came on this earth and everything, he told his apostles, his disciples, to go to the lost sheep. Don't go to no Gentiles. Don't go to no Samaritans. Go to the Israelites. Teach them this word because it's meant for them. That's Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. How he showed his words to Jacob, and no other nation even received it. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know of it, right? So that's the mantra I live by. This is how I approach life in terms of whether or not you should hate white people or not. Like I said, me personally, I don't hate them. I don't hate white people. I don't love white people. I just have a mutual respect, with certain people if they do me right. You know what I'm saying? That's really how I live. That's how I think. So if everybody may not really be like me in terms of how I may think, in terms of how I see it, in terms of just hating Edomites. You know what I'm saying? So everybody ain't gotta be the same. Ain't gotta have the same mindset as me when it comes to the hatred of Edomites. Like I said, if you want to hate them, go ahead and hate them. There's no law that says you can't do it. Once again, there's no law that says you could do it. It's fair game either way. Whoever you hate, you hate. Whoever you don't hate, you don't hate. Very simple. But one thing I would just, like I said, the advice I would give: don't go around living in the stress ball of hate just because you're trying so hard to hate white people when you know you probably don't even hate them in the first place, right? You ain't got to go around hating them at all. You know what I'm saying? You can just chill. Still remember what they did, and don't let one thing please do not let these white people take you away from the truth at all. Just because it may be a few good apples and everything in the basket does not mean that all of them, you know what I'm saying, are like, come on now. Don't even let those few good apples, because those good apples, like you remember what happened when somebody got involved with an apple. Even though it wasn't an apple, I'm talking about Adam and Eve, but people have a misconception of the whole thing. They're like, oh, well, you know, Adam and Eve ate an apple, but it wasn't an apple. But I already got to break down on Adam and Eve and everything. But whole point is that you ain't got to go around like, you know, just hating white people. You ain't got to go around loving them. Love your people more than you love white people. Don't be like being all buddy with the white man. Then you mess around, turn around, go to your black friend, and you don't show the same love. It's like, what's going on? A lot of y'all people got to get out of this Stockholm syndrome mindset. That's the reason why I'm making these videos, because a lot of people in this world, especially with this topic of not hating the Edomite, it's because of the fact that y'all got Stockholm syndrome. Y'all love y'all oppressors so much. You know what I'm saying? Even though the white man, like, you know, throughout history and everything, that what they did to our people, like they hanged us, beat us, lynched us, fed our little children to baby alligators and everything, and did so many gruesome things to us. And it's like, dog, why do you think they deserve any type of love for what they did? Why you trying to live and give them love instead of giving your people love? You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got for y'all in this video. I got a lot more I could say, but I'm gonna try to save it for this Zoom meeting that I got coming up in the next week or so. So make sure y'all, like, you know, get prepared for that Zoom meeting. If you're going to it, make sure you get prepared for that. If you want to go to it, hit me up on Instagram, aero.ross, AERO.ross, and you can DM me and everything, and I'll send you a link. Or you can probably go on my TikTok or whatever. It depends on, like, you know, if I even respond on there. But the best way to, like I said, contact me is through IG, my Instagram. So, like, you know, I'm gonna respond to you if you're interested in seeing or in joining in the Zoom meeting. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave it right there. I love y'all. Peace and shalom.